What's up guys? Today is the part 2 of the installing strut for 1998 Toyota Corolla. It's all the same, goes up from I think 2003 or if I'm not mistaken 2002 Corolla. They're all the same setup. Even the 91 or 89 is all the same setup. So the first one you have to crack the line. So the rear strut you have the same thing, 2 bolts holding the struts, 3 nut from the top, and then you have your rear sway bar. So I'll show you how to take up this sway bar too. At first, because this one you cannot take up the strut. The brake liner are inside from this retainer, so we have to crack it loose first. You need to have like a flare nut wrench. That's the most important, so you don't have to strip the brake line. So I'm finally off with the brake line. Now there's the horseshoe retaining clip. You have to take this thing off and able to free the brake line. So don't lose this one. This is the horseshoe clip. See, I'm free. So now you can work with this. The next thing, this is the your sway bar. Okay, so there's the Allen from that, and then this is 14. The next one is the Allen. This is 5mm Allen metric. Oh, sorry. Get with our. This is the long wrench, the mountain. I believe they're 14. Yes, they're 14mm because you have to counter it. Because you cannot take the you cannot just take up the sway bar without having countering the rods. So in able to get this, it just takes time to take this because you get a lot of rust and dirt. So next part we're gonna take off are the 2 bolts. I believe this is 19 and then the back are 17. I just have to double check, either 19 or 17. So both of the bolts are all 17s. So you need to counter and then break it off. Okay. If you have impact gun, it's more easier and it's more faster. We're almost done. So the next part, in able to get to the top strut nuts, you have to fold your back seat. So some of the old cars you have the pins from the back, but here's on the trunk. So pull it and then push your seat. Okay. Able to get, you have to take this. So I'm planning to take this part right here. That. So it's more clear, more easier access from the struts. That's all you need. That's it. This. Okay. So in able to get to this part, you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clips. That part from here, some of them are still there. So just take it off, put it there. So you have more access from the top strut. So now you have here open. So the strut is right here. It's on the top right here. So this is the 3 nut again. So this part right here. I believe they are 12 or 4. They're 12. Okay, 12 millimeter. Break it first. Break it. Break it. And then if you have your electric ratchet, it's more easy. Then don't lose it. Don't lose your bolts because you're gonna use it later. And then hold it from that. Okay, so you can sway this one. You just have to slowly and carefully get a lot of dirt coming in. That's it. There you go. That's the strut. So now these are the right rear struts. You see how they're broken? All of that stuff are leaking from here. Your bump stop is leaking from here. From here. So this is more simpler. And then before we disassemble this, we had to mark it. And then you see the R right. You have to align from here. Where's the strut bottom? You can put your studs, the bolts. So you have to be aligned, because if this R is not aligned from here, you cannot put this one. That's how the Toyota is. You have to, before you disassemble, you have to mark everything, line up with the mark. So now we're just gonna disassemble the struts. So once again, this is the special tools. You need special tools. Strut spring compressor from O'Reilly or Autozone or Napa, or online you can get it, special tools. So these are the part number from O'Reilly. Okay, so next part, if you don't have the white out, so right now I don't have the white out, what I'm gonna do, just you'll see the R and this for the right, and then left, L is for the left. Just line up from here, from top to bottom from this side, because if not, you're not gonna you're not gonna put it back. It's not gonna be lined up. And here you have to be careful also by compressing the springs. Okay, and then you have to compress it evenly. Okay, so next part, we compress the springs, but you still have to be careful. And then the nut from the top are 19. Now crack it slowly. There's a lot of parts. There's a couple of parts in here. You need your washer and then the top mount from here, from that. Okay, that top part. And then this is your bump stop. Since I'm not gonna reuse it, I have the new one. This is what is it out. You have this was the whole the struts. So if you're gonna buy it from O'Reilly or aftermarket parts, they're gonna ask you want the complete struts assembly, or you want just the struts. So if you want just the struts, this is what it looks like. Without this, without the boot, complete struts. That's the struts. Okay, so the only thing I'm gonna reuse is this part right here, the spring seat. Okay, and you see how blown they are. There's no more resistance. There's no more fluids from the inside. They're dead. So that's the thing that you're gonna hear it, metal to metal part, once you're hitting the bump like that. So I'm not gonna use the OE. I'm gonna replace with the H&R springs. This is lowered by 1.25 inches drop. So before you install everything, clean it, match it. You know, they looks identical just to make sure. Okay, so match it also the aftermarket strut, and this is the original. Match it, match it. You have this. You have for the sway bar. This one too. You have the sway bar. You have your brake line. Okay, so match. They're all identical. So this is the first one. You have your strut. The first one I'm gonna put is this one. This is your coil spring seat. So there's the indented part right here. This one doesn't have the pin, so usually you have the pin from here so it doesn't move. Usually from here it doesn't move. Okay, I apologize from the first part. I forgot to mention your bump stop and then DAS boot. So second part, this one DAS boot. Third part is your bump stop. So sometimes people get confused which one is which, from the top or the bottom. I'm gonna show you from here. You can put like that. See, it sit well. This one also sit well. We have to double check from here or from here, but usually I put it upward because here are flat and this is are also flat, and you see this, the dented, that's what it looks, where it goes. Okay, that one. Okay, we have to put our DAS boot first in part, and then for me I have to clean this one. Okay, so before I install it, you have to compress it again. Slowly. You have to compress it evenly. So if you have a gun, impact gun, much better because it's more easier. So now we are almost there. We just have to be careful with the spring seat. Make sure everything's lined up. You don't want this one to jump in. So this is the port part. Next is this one. It doesn't matter. So just put it in. It will gonna find itself for the seat. And also this one had a, like I told you earlier, you need to find the R. So the R, have to match this part right here. You have to align it. So now this is the complete strut. The thing that I did, we have, okay, we're gonna show you again the whole assembly. First, we have the spring seat insulator, DAS boot right here, bump stop, coil spring, or just springs, strut springs. You have your upper strut mount. Okay. You have this spacer, nut spacer, and then the last part you have the nut. And then once you tighten it, hold on to the top strut mount, because you don't want this one to spin and then damage the inside of the strut. Okay. I know it's spin, but hopefully everything's fine. Okay. So from here you can tighten it and then torque it from the top once everything's complete. So now what I'm gonna do is the springs, let go of the springs, and then the thing that I said earlier, there's a letter here. There's a letter. This is for right. You have R. Have to line up from here, the actual straight, the middle of this. Okay, because if not, you're gonna have a hard time putting in. You have to be lined up, and then slowly releasing the spring. Have to do it evenly. While you're doing it, you always have to check where's the alignment, because now you're gonna have a hard time putting in from the car. And then also check from the bottom to make sure everything's all lined up. Okay, so the thing, when you're putting everything back, the way you take it up, the way you put it back. So top out first, slowly. So I take off my gloves because this is the interior. I already dirty some some panels. I'm gonna clean it later. So always have your one nut. Okay, so now get one, so it hold it. 2, 3, work all the way to the bottom now, because this one is holding it. So now the second part, just put something here. Just put. It is gonna be sometimes gonna be hard to put it in. Just have to. Okay. This one you can tilt it a little bit and then slowly put it in. Okay, that is good. Everything back, and then work your sway bar from here. Okay, our nut is right here. Same thing. Put work on the bottom first, and then work your way up. I think that's why you started from the top, because we have to work with that strut to hold it in place. So now I'm going to tighten this too with the impact. There are 17. Okay, this is 17. Okay. Then work with your brake line. You have to be extra careful because it's easy to strip this brake line. Sometimes it's kind of tricky to install it because it's in angle. You just have to work it out. Don't tighten too much. If you know it's tight, it should be tight. Then that's how you tighten the horseshoe clip. When you know it's tight, it's tight. Don't go all the way, okay? Because that's easy to warp or strip. This is your sway bar link. Put this one first, and then next is the Allen. Okay. I'm gonna replace that sway bar link too next time. Now we're just gonna do the struts. Okay, that's it. That's good. Now we're gonna work on here on the top. Tighten everything back. Now we're gonna torque it. Torque to 60 foot-pounds. So these two parts, the nut and then the bolts, I'm going to torque it from 60 foot-pounds. Okay. Okay, from the top, I'm gonna torque it from 32. Peanut or 32, I'm gonna tie 32. 32. Okay, and then the nut from the strut mount, same as well, 32. Okay, and then don't forget your dust boot. So that's it. And then for the sway bar, you can just like tighten up by hand, or you can do it too by around 25 30. So now I'm gonna put everything back. So you have from the inner the funnel 1 2 3 4 5 6. You have to put this one first. Okay, and then the next part is this part. This one go underneath, and this one also go underneath. Okay, sometimes all these panels are pain in the ass. Put it in. That's how you replace your struts from 1990. This is 1998 Toyota Corolla, so all the same concept from 2002 and up, and then from 89 from the lower. So it's all the same from the part 1 on the front, and then from the rear it's all the same. Some of them are different, just the funnel and then the way from the interior are set up, but it's all same concept. 3 nuts on the top holding from the upper strut mount, 2 bottom from the lower strut that holding the whole thing, 2 bolts, and then 2 nuts, and then your sway bar. Okay, so I hope this video helped you a lot. Thank you guys.